Hey, Star Wars fans, welcome back. And some exciting news just broke. A new Star Wars game is coming out called Eclipse from Lucasfilm Games and Quantum Dream Studios. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you the trailer for this game. It looks very exciting, guys. Good morning, everybody. Well, morning in my time, probably afternoon. Some of you like Biggs Dark Lighter there, Robin. I see you. And Knut, I know you guys are over in Europe, so you're probably in the afternoon hours, which is cool. Well, looks like this channel is doing much better than it had over the summer and fall, and I'm so thankful for that. And just wanted to take this moment to say thank you to everybody involved. Thank you to everybody who's joined this channel, everybody who's become a subscriber. I really appreciate it. The last two videos I've made have done very well, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with the comments. It's not that I'm not reading them, it's just that by the time I finish reading one, five more pop up, and I'm trying to keep up with them and also at the same time keep my family happy by not staying on my phone the entire time. Just checking out a couple of your comments here. So yeah, thank you all for joining. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to wait till the end to hit the like button, or if you don't like it, hit the dislike button. Either way, doesn't matter to me. It helps me gauge how well I'm doing and how well I could do. And hey, Boba, good to see you. Borkle, see you. Blaze Cap, and I saw Dawn in here a little bit ago. There were a couple other new people at the beginning. I don't know if they're still here or not. A gentleman called Dual MP5. Yep, 30 viewers at the moment. Everybody can say hi. If I don't get to your comments, I do apologize. It's hard for me to get to every comment. Last Saturday when I did the live stream, I slipped and couldn't get to all of them. Yeah, so here I am with my Star Wars bowl of coffee. For those of you who are new here, this is pretty informal, laid back, casual, just a get to know each other type of thing while I go over some thoughts, theories, discussions, fan fictions, ideas, just spitballing stuff, really. See how it goes over with everybody. As you can all see, I did move my camera back a bit so my giant face isn't on this tiny screen. I think it seems to be a little more aesthetically pleasing. More fancy talk. Darth City, good to see you. And who else we got in here? Darth Boba Fett, good to see you. And I saw somebody else in here. And Edits is texting me. He's not going to jump on. He hasn't watched any of the Book of Boba Fett yet. He doesn't know if he's going to, but he doesn't want any spoilers just in case he decides to. So I hope so. I hope he does. Oh, yes. Please do explain, Blazecap. So as the title says, this is not clickbait. The thumbnail is not clickbait. I did have a revelation at like 4 a.m. today that woke me up just like that. And I sat up in my bed and I was like, oh my God. And I wanted to go do the live stream right then, but everybody in my house is still sleeping and I hadn't had my coffee. And I'm going to make up excuses why I didn't get on at 4 a.m. to make a live stream. But here I am, ready to talk about it. It's all about Boba Fett's vision. I haven't seen too many people be able to explain it well, and there's reason for that. I was holding off on trying to explain it because I hadn't gathered enough information. There hadn't been enough information given in the show, and now it's really coming to light what his vision in the desert meant when he was walking through Tatooine. He saw the waves of ocean and came up on the tree. The tree grabbed him. He broke off a piece of it, made a gaffi stick out of it. That scene is more powerful than we could have imagined, and it falls right in line with everything I've been saying, more so than everything I've been saying. I don't see why I didn't get it as soon as episode 5 aired. And we got some new people. Mr. Llama, Dose Matrix, Dual MP5 is back. Yeah, I had a vision. Yeah, I did. Let me see if I can get your name right. Mariella Neuwirth. And yeah, so I did. I did have a vision, I guess. It woke me up right away. I guess it was a vision of Boba Fett's vision. But let's talk about that. I did make some notes because this is a little intense. A little, not intense, but even a little more detailed than my last 2 videos. But I'm not going to spend 10 minutes talking about it. Instead, what I'll do is I'll just go over the basic plot points of what it means to me and what I think it is and my theory. And then later on, I'll make another video strictly about it, explaining it in more detail. And everybody's ready. Did I take the lizard? I think I swallowed it, Borkle. Okay, so all along we've been seeing Boba Fett in his back to tank from one time or another during each episode. And while he's in the back to tank, he has dreams. He calls them nightmares, but he has dreams. And those dreams involve his time with the Tusken Raiders, or Tuskens, if you prefer. Raiders could be a derogatory term. I understand that, but, you know, they raided a train. So what? All right, so he's in the back to tank, having visions of his past with the Tuskens, learning their ways. One of those things that he's doing in that is training with a Tusken. And what's he training in? Melee. He's training with a melee weapon. It's a training stick for gaffi sticks, but he's training with that melee weapon. Why would he ever really need to know that? It did show him using it a couple times on the pikes, on the stormtroopers, that kind of thing. But we could have been shown a Boba Fett that just used his gadgets, used his fists, that sort of thing. But instead we're shown he's learning a melee weapon that he's never used in a style, a form that he's never seen, because it's a Tusken form. That's not the big point. That does set him up later on for holding the Darksaber. But there's a bigger point. Bacta tank. What's Bacta made of? Liquid. Tatooine. What did it used to be covered in? Water. What was his vision about? Water. What did the armorer say that Din Djarin needed to go do to atone for his crimes or to become a Mandalorian again? Go to water. Boba Fett is going to be joining Din Djarin to the water. The Darksaber is going to call out to him, but he's going to purify himself again, or purify himself to become a Mandalorian. So, Clan Durag, thank you, DR. So that's my theory in a nutshell. So why does this make sense to me? Let's look at it. Water has been a huge theme in the book of Boba Fett so far. It's back to tank, liquid. Vision about water covering Tatooine, just as below Mandalore's surface is supposed to have water. Tatooine is dry and arid. He's thirsty a lot, wanting water. The Tusken child, dumps out the water in front of him. Water. The watermonger is another key part of this. The kids are stealing water from the watermonger. Yes, I understand it's a desert and people need water to survive. But stealing things, you don't usually associate that with people who are dressed the way they are, people who have mods the way they do. Usually they could sell something off to get food and water. Instead, you'd think they'd be stealing tech, but they're stealing water. So the water they're stealing isn't really for them; it's for us. It's a clue for us, because water is a theme in the book of Boba Fett, and it became a theme in Episode 5. That's why I keep telling everybody, Episode 5 was not about Din Djarin. It was about Boba Fett. That was Boba Fett's episode. It's why it's in the book of Boba Fett. It doesn't matter that Din Djarin was in the whole episode and Boba Fett wasn't in it. It was about him. That was his episode. Whew. Okay, I got all that out. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about with that, but I did not, and I forgot what it was, and I didn't write it down in my notes. So, yes, the water in Camino. Thank you, Boba Fett, the best bounty hunter. That's another part. His dreams usually start out with Camino, the water first, then Jango leaving, or Jango, or the slave one, or whatever. It starts out with water, lots of water crashing, hitting the sides of everything. And good morning, John. Good to see you, buddy. And General Steps, Jedi Dick Sensei. Not afraid to say a potty word or two. And Don's back. Good to see you. Yep. So that's my theory in a nutshell. So to me, it means that Boba Fett's going to go pure himself, atone for himself as well. And we may see him take off the helmet less after that, depending on what his beliefs are. Because we know in all the comics and the original trilogy, and even some of the Clone Wars arcs, he didn't really take off his helmet. And the Clone Wars arc I'm talking about is where he transporting that kidnapped girl to the man who rules with an iron fist. He rules with an iron fist. I love that line. I will use that every time I can. I think everything, DR, thank you. I think everything's going to blow up in the next episode. I think when Din Djarin shows up to help Boba with this war, that there's going to be other people there that we recognize and some that we don't recognize that have already been recruited. I think the episode with Din Djarin did a lot of things. It distracted us from what's going on in Mos Espa while showing us how Din Djarin's been getting around and bringing in Boba Fett and the Darksaber. It's just too convenient that everything's pointing to Boba Fett. I know a lot of people want Din Djarin to be the Mandalore and all that stuff, and they say he's younger, he should be doing it. Wrong. He and Boba Fett are the same age, roughly. And Din Djarin is still a loner. He's not in that part of his journey yet. He's got too many attachments. Sean Connery would be proud. Thank you. 60 viewers. Wow, I think that's more than I've had ever. Yeah, I'm not opposed to super chats if you guys want to hit those. Not opposed to anything really. So, never mind. I'm not going to say it. That would have been nasty. Yeah, so, yeah, that woke me up this morning when I thought of that. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's the vision. That's what the vision means. And for those of you that didn't get it, everything in Book of Boba Fett's pointing to water. And Episode 5 talks about him purifying himself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka on Mandalore. Any thoughts on the theory that Grogu will be the new Tar Vizsla? I'm not opposed to that, but Grogu's not going to be the Mandalore. He might be another Jedi Mandalorian, as well as Din Djarin could be as well, because if you guys look back on the flashbacks that Din Djarin had in seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, they showed his parents. His parents were dressed ornately. Who else was dressed red and ornately clothed? And Dawn pointed this out to me a long time ago. So I really appreciate this, Dawn. That Din Djarin's probably from the Disciples of the Wills, meaning a form of Force user or Force obeyer. Thank you, Darth City. I appreciate that. And hey man, good to see you. No. Okay, let me clarify that as well. Let me take another sip of my tasty beverage here. So hey man asks if Din Djarin and Boba Fett will have to fight. No. If you followed my last two videos, it explains how Boba Fett has been the rightful owner of the Darksaber all along. Look at Darksaber kind of like Excalibur or the Elder Wand in Harry Potter. It chooses its owner. Well, Jango Fett should have been the original owner if they bring back Jango Fett beating Tor Vizsla in combat, and if Tor Vizsla had the Darksaber. If they bring that back, Jango Fett was the original owner, but he was taken to prison right away as soon as he defeated Tor Vizsla and didn't get the Darksaber. So ever since then, it's been back in circulation with the Vizslas, and then, Maul took it, Sabine, anybody that had sticky fingers really took the Darksaber. So the Darksaber is going to choose Boba Fett, and Din Djarin's not going to argue with it. Din Djarin really doesn't want it. He's not going crazy to have this thing. He's just figures while he has it, he might as well learn to use it, but the thing's dragging down on the ground. Even, what's his name, Paz Vizsla had a hard time and had it drag a little bit because he's not the rightful owner. And bad things have happened to all the owners that have had it since pre-Vizsla, or since Tor Vizsla. So that's my thought on it. Cassis Fett is not canon just yet, Mr. Llama. I think that would be a long way away. If they decide to do a Knights of the Old Republic remake, I think we could see Cassis Fett. Like the Spear of Destiny. Yes, Dos Matrix. Dos Matrix. Yeah, Aaron, you're right. Aaron Kelly, thank you for that. You're right. But, I mean, 3 to 5 years isn't that big of a difference to say that Boba Fett's too old. I mean, it's 3 to 5 years. When I was 42, there was really no difference in 42 and 45, and no difference to 49. My knees are a little more hurt. That's about it. 75. All right. Jedi Master 69. Good to see you. Yeah, I think this is the most viewers I've had in a live stream. I'm happy for it. The Pick of Destiny. I like that one. Thank you, Danny. Billy Strong said, just found your channel last night and have just been watching some of your Boba Fett reviews and theories. I've been really enjoying it. I'll be subscribing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And like I said before, I try to get to all the comments on my videos, but these last two videos have just blown up so much, it's been hard for me to keep up with all the comments. And it's been great. I mean, it's a good problem to have. As you guys can see, there are some core people that have been with me for well over a year, and these guys and gals are tremendous. They have been so amazing. And John, he's newer, but he fit right into the clan. Clan Durag. Thank you, DR. Yeah, thank you. You still haven't sent me a Durag though, buddy. But we have a great group of people. I love our viewership here. I love everybody that joins in. Everybody has so much to add to this channel. It isn't just me, it's these guys. I take some of my stuff from these guys. Like I said before, Dawn had gave me the idea of Din Djarin being the son of some guardians or protectors of the wills or whatever you want to call them. And it clicked with me. I was like, oh my God, how did I not see that? But thank you, Dawn, for that. And even if we don't agree on things, me and some of you guys, we still are respectful about it. And we understand that everybody has different opinions and we all try to keep it positive. So this has been just a great outlet for people who are looking for positive YouTube on Star Wars. Once in a while, I'll get a little snippy in the comments. If I get the same comment over and over and over and over, then I just start ignoring it after I get snippy. And Chuff Trademark says, I've just found your channel too. Your theories are sound, and I really hope you're right regarding Boba and the Darksaber. Great channel, and thank you for the content. Happy new subscriber. Thank you so much, Chef Trademark. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, a lot of my theories have came to pass already. If you look in my playlist of Star Wars theories, there's a bunch in there, and I had some also that I worked into fan fictions that I made that are in my fan fiction playlist. Um, it was theory crafting by storytelling, is what I was told, but I liked it. Do you think we'll ever see Boba obtain a lightsaber as a trophy like he does in Legends? The only thing is, I don't see. No, I don't see that happening. That was more of the brutal Boba that everybody's wanting to see. And I don't think we're going to see brutal Boba anymore. I think we're going to see a fair but stern leader. Oh, okay. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, she's quite young. She's quite young. Yeah, definitely. Let's keep it going. If you guys want to share this channel with other people, totally down with that. Um, okay, so when I hit 5,000 subscribers back in November 27th, I remember the day very well. I did a special live stream that Saturday morning at 10 a.m. my time, and I promised everybody for about this is about God 6, 7 months, 9 months that I promised everybody I'd do a special celebration live stream for 5,000 subscribers. That once I hit that 5,000 subscribers, I would sit here, try to talk about Star Wars whilst doing shots of rum. Um, and I had planned on doing 3 shots of rum during that live stream, one every 20 minutes. I figured that would keep me sober enough that I could go up sand my drywall that I was working on in my bathroom and put up baseboards and paint and all that stuff. Well, I also made the deal with everybody that for every 3 super chats that I got, I would do another shot. I wound up doing 6 shots in that hour that I was in that live stream. And I don't remember doing the drywall. I don't remember painting or the baseboards or any of it. But I'll tell you, it looks damn good. The last thing I remember is walking up the stairs and my wife looking at me and going, "You look like you had fun." So next time when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to do the same thing, only it's not going to be at 10 a.m. That made the rest of my day really bad. I'm 49 years old and day drinking just doesn't agree with me the way it did when I was in my 20s in the Navy. It doesn't agree with me. So I will have to do it at a later time in the afternoon. That way I can just go fall on the couch and not have to do anything else. A lot of comments coming in. Guys, I'm having a hard time keeping up with them, so I'll just look at it. Rookie numbers. Yeah, I know. I got rookie numbers. Oh, man. That coffee's good. Yeah, so I've been having a blast with this channel. It's been my passion. Other than my family and my house, this channel has really been my passion. And I keep seeing the subscriber count go crazy. Let's see where we're at now. 7,225. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you all so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, um, once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll do another celebration like that. And instead of 3 super chats, I'll probably do 4. That way I don't get too hammered. I don't want to throw up. And welcome everybody I haven't got a chance to say hi to. Yeah, I don't think Din Djarin and Boba Fett are gonna have to fight. Din Djarin's gonna give it up willingly because he sees who the rightful owner is. 100. Yeah. Oh, mine says we have 103 right now. So that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce your name there, but he says it's just symbol. Rookie channels are the best. Once it grows super big, I'm out. Um, yeah, I can see that. I've done the same thing. I do follow a lot of smaller channels, and The biggest one I think right now I follow is Star Wars Meg. I love her channel. She is so positive and so upbeat. I just love her attitude. She's so awesome. Um, I think the other biggest one I follow is Star Wars Coffee, and that's just to get news once in a while and listen to while I'm in my car. I don't listen to anybody really bigger than that because I don't have much time to watch YouTube videos myself because I'm busy working on my YouTube videos and I work on them every day. Whether I'm working on my channel, some new art or something like that, I'm constantly working on this channel. And I mean, I've been doing this for 2 years and I'm loving it. I just, once I get big, if I get big, that's a big if because only about 5% of YouTube channels get big. So I'm not holding my breath. I'm just enjoying doing it. And once I get to that point, I'm still gonna be the same guy. I'm just, if you knew me in person, you'd know it. I mean, I'm humble. I'm very humble. I'm very appreciative for everything I get. I don't get cocky. I don't get upset. Um, I do get upset. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get mad if people don't agree with me the way I think. I encourage that. I encourage critical thinking, critiquing, that kind of thing, and tearing my theories apart is fun for you guys, and that's great, and I love it. Just don't be hateful doing it. We won't have a problem then. And usually, hateful comments and toxicity and that kind of thing, I I either ignore them or I'll just put them on blast in a video at the end of one of my videos because I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate toxicity and just meaningless hate. It's stupid. Now, if I'd called you out first and said, "Hey, you're stupid" or something like that, then I deserve it. I deserve the hate. But I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to call somebody an idiot for what they think. I'll call somebody an idiot for what they do. There's a big difference. Let's see. Susan Smith, good to see you. I agree. Star Wars Meg is always positive and enthusiastic. She is, and I love her voice. She's very soothing and calm, and I kind of like that Bob Ross thing. People have told me I sound like Bob Ross too, but maybe I'll be the Bob Ross of Star Wars on PBS or something. Hey, Boba, good job. Good job. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, I'm sorry I went off on that little personal tangent there. I really appreciate you guys listening. Hey, just found you for the first time, like the channel. Can you speak more on Din Djarin background? Um, Dawn Clutterman in our chat here, she came up with the theory that Din Djarin was rescued by a Mandalorian, a Death Watch Mandalorian, as his parents were killed, abducted, or just incapacitated in some way. And his parents being of I forget exactly what you said, Dawn. Not Guardians of the Wills, but they're followers of the Wills. Kind of like a Force sensitive, non Jedi, non Sith. Somebody just protects the Force and those around it. Kind of like Blaze and Chirrut. They weren't Force sensitive, but they protected the Force. But rather, Din Djarin's family is a step above that where they are Force sensitive. So Din Djarin's probably Force sensitive. Let's see. Just looking at some of your comments here. Yeah, definitely Captain Tiva. Thank you, Tom. Have I had any theories that come true? Well, some of my older guys here can tell you that. Yes, I've had a lot of theories that have came true. Um, I'd say about 90% of my Boba Fett theories have came true. There's a couple that haven't, but I'm okay with that. Like, I thought the dark saber would get destroyed, but now the more lore that goes on with it, I'm not wanting it to get destroyed. I think it makes sense to keep it, kind of like the Mask of Mandalore. Um, it's probably taken the Mask of Mandalore's place. Um, yeah, so um, back when they first showed Boba Fett in the Marshall episode of The Mandalorian, when all he did was turn around and walk toward the camera, I made a theory back then that he made it out of the Sarlacc pit, collapsed outside the Sarlacc pit. Jawas robbed him of his armor while he was incapacitated, and then he was taken in by Tuskens and captured at first, and then became one of them. It's all because of what he was wearing and what he was looking for. Everyone is force sensitive, but more know how to use it than others. More attuned to their sensitivity, I should say. Right, but not Jedi Dawn. Disciples, that's it. Disciples of the Wills. Bo and the Armorer being bitter exes. I like that, Blaze Cap. Thank you. Hey, no problem, Annie Watson. I try to acknowledge everybody I can. Um, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. Well, I'd be here, but I'd be alone. So ignoring people as they're chatting with you is just, it's absurd to me because you guys put me where I am. I would not be at 117 viewers on this live stream right now if it weren't for each and every one of you. And the least I can do is acknowledge that. Uh, like I said, I'm humble. Just ask me, I'll tell you. Ask me, am I humble? Yeah, I'm humble. But no, I love Star Wars. I love this channel. I love Star Wars fans. There are some Star Wars fans that are like bamboo right underneath this fingernail here. And I generally try to stay away from them. And there's a lot of Facebook groups that I belong to for Star Wars. And I think there's only really two or three that I interact with now because of their positivity and how they get rid of toxic fans. And I don't even, a lot of fans aren't even fans. A lot of those toxic people aren't even fans. They're just people that, here's my theory on those. Okay, so toxic fans. Now I'm going to go into this. My theory on them is that they're not really fans of Star Wars or the MCU or DC or, well, let's skip out DC or Pixar or anything like that. They're anti-fans of Disney. And their goal is to bring Disney down because Disney is a liberal company or because Disney likes women being strong. Disney's always been like that. It's nothing new. Snow White, all the way back then, she was the protagonist of that story. You got the princesses. They've been in Disney forever. Star Wars was just, to me, it was a little bit behind the times. And I don't mind having women in Star Wars as leads, strong women. They're not taking over, and men aren't taking over. It's becoming more balanced, and it's becoming more of a galaxy. Before the prequels, I mean, the only women we had was some background character and Bespin, Princess Leia, and Mon Mothma. How did the universe populate? Hey, thank you. Let me see if I can get your name right. Sarkarines Dafarin? Yeah, I am. I love all Star Wars fans, and I've been on this Boba Fett thing and Mandalorian thing since the Mandalorian came out, and I do try to introduce other videos about other Star Wars projects and whatnot into my lineup, but it always seems to wander back to the Mandalorian and Boba Fett. Boba Fett being my favorite character in Star Wars. Din Djarin's up there. He's not my top, but he's up there. He's growing on me. He's only had 2 seasons of a show to really show me what he's done, and he's really pretty much done the same thing, both seasons. Mr. Lawrence Channel, good to see you. And Stymie, what's my theory on Omega and the Book of Boba? That I don't think is going to culminate until the Bad Batch is over. So let me tell you my biggest theory on the Book of Boba Fett, the Bad Batch, and the Mandalorian. And this goes with the Ahsoka series, and if the Rangers of the New Republic ever comes out again. All of them are going to combine into one show eventually. Like kind of like the MCU, how they have their individual people movies or TV shows, and then they all combine into an Avengers movie. Kind of like that, but I don't think it's going to go into a movie. I think it's all going to combine into one series called Mandalorian or Mandalorians. And I don't think The Mandalorian is about Din Djarin. Sorry, I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that, but I don't think Din Djarin is the Mandalorian they're talking about in the title. Sure, it shows his armor and his face in the posters and all that stuff, but if you look at what's being built up, I think we're going to see a change. It's not going to be Din Djarin. It's going to be either Boba Fett or Grogu. That's going to be The Mandalorian. Now, The Mandalore is a different title. That's Boba Fett. Sorry, all the way. I'm 100% behind that theory. If I'm wrong, I'm fine with that. I don't mind if I'm wrong. That means that they've done something unpredictable to me. Okay, so back to the question about Omega. I don't think we're going to see much on her until after season 2 of The Bad Batch. I don't think we're going to see her in live action until that happens. We don't know enough about her. It's really hard to theorize her because at first I had a theory she was the clone daughter of Arla Fett. That turned out to be wrong. She is a clone of Jango. But she's not a perfect clone. Everybody says perfect clone. She might be a DNA match, but she's not a chromosome match. She's female where Boba is male. So let's see. So she's roughly the same age as Boba at this time, maybe a couple years younger. So I don't know. I think it's all going to come together as one with the Bad Batch joining into that. But I think I don't know that the Bad Batch clones are going to make it into the live action series because they're going to be roughly in their 80s. And yes, they did have growth enhancements because they were younger than Omega. She was there when they were created. Thank you, Jorge. I appreciate that. Hey, Jorge, that's a big turnaround from what you were giving me before, and I appreciate it. Toy Disorder, I'm with you on Boba Mandalore. Thank you. I'm curious to know at what point in a Mandalorian's life they paint their armor. That's a good question. Because Din Djarin's original armor. Now, excuse me for just a moment. I will be right back, I swear. Just give me just 1 minute. I'm going to grab something. Okay, I have returned. Did you miss me? All right, so what I grabbed was this guy. This is the Hot Toys Death Watch Mandalorian. Okay? You can see the Death Watch symbol there. At one time he was called Three Stripes, but now he's just Death Watch Mandalorian. I hope he gets a name soon. Some kind of Vizsla name would be cool. But if you pay attention to this guy's armor, it's exactly the armor that Din Djarin was wearing in season 1 of The Mandalorian, his old armor. Other than this shoulder piece here. This shoulder piece in The Mandalorian was one of a shore trooper, not this guy. So just pay attention to that. And so that gives you a little bit of hint into Din Djarin's background. So this guy probably died. The helmet's different. Helmet's definitely different. So my theory was that he had something happen to his head. And that's why the helmet is different, but the armor is the same. Wow, almost 140 viewers. That's the most I've ever had at one time in a live stream. That is crazy to me. This is insane. I'm not unhappy about it. I'm very happy about it. And Star Wars 95 said, Gerald, you always humbly admit when you are wrong and you are real. That's what I love about your channel. I do. I do admit when I'm wrong. And I make a video about it. I made a video about it not too long ago. Said, sorry, I was wrong. And even in the thumbnail, it said, I was wrong. Because I can't be right all the time. Nobody's right all the time. Anybody that says they're right all the time and their theories are sound 100%, they're wrong. Mr. Action Man. They call me Mr. They also call me Arnold. Boba Fett for Mandalore. Yes, please. I'd even accept Boba Fett for president in the United States at this point. Yeah, Jorge, absolutely right. If Boba is Mandalore, it means he was doing dumb things so it wouldn't be expected. Yes, that means this series has been nothing but a giant curveball. Everybody's complaining about the action. I've been saying all along, even before the show aired, that this show isn't going to be about action. It's going to be about the story of Boba Fett, because we don't know anything about the guy. Now, it was easy to have an all-action series with The Mandalorian because we didn't know the character. He was non-existent before this. So it was easy to have an all-action and then mix in some drama with it. But with Boba Fett, we know what he can do. We know he's a badass. And anybody that says Din Djarin's way more of a badass than Boba Fett, nah, Din Djarin got his ass kicked quite a few times as well. He got beat up by a mudhorn. He got beat up by Jawas. How embarrassing is that? But not that I hate the guy. I just think, everybody's putting credit where it isn't really due and saying that somebody should win every fight they're in. Papa Joe. I'm not sure what that is. If Darth Melvin, thank you for that, Cody Adams. If Darth Melvin of the Knights of Melvin made a video about you, would you block him on Twitter? No, because to me, I don't care what people think about me. I don't. You ever heard the term, there's no bad publicity? Darth Melvin's the National Enquirer of YouTube. I'm sorry, I usually don't talk bad about other people's channels, and I'm not trying to talk bad about him. I'm saying he has a specific role to play. He's the guy that sees Bigfoot from a Burger King bathroom. The guy that sees Elvis being beamed down from the USS Enterprise. So Darth Melvin can say whatever he wants about me if he ever notices my channel. I'm too small to notice right now. I don't see any significance in it now. I wouldn't block him. I wouldn't care. He's just another guy. And Danners, hey Star Wars Fanatic, do you think the Armorer would work with Kira as they both knew Maul? My theory is that with Mando leaving Paz and Rook cast, it would kind of make sense to see them fight at the end. The Armorer would work with Kira. Well, I think there was somebody sent me a message on Facebook the other day that there was an eagle-eyed fan that saw Darth Maul's scimitar flying away from the Ring planet. Darth Maul's dead at this time. We know that. So who would inherit Darth Maul's ship? Probably his protege, Kira. So it wouldn't be beyond me to think that if that was true, if it is his scimitar, that Darth Maul or Kira and the Armor are working together, and maybe even Paz Vizsla's in on it as well. The minifigure below the mic. This guy? Yeah, I love this guy. I saved up all my Christmas credits to get this guy. And it was a big purchase, I'll tell you. I also have, if you can see, let me see if I can point right there. That's the 1/6 scale Boba Fett, and you can't see it off camera, but over there's the Sarlacc pit that came with it. That was gifted to me by one of our viewers, and I can't thank him enough for that. His name's Marcus. He's on here once in a while. Yeah, I love all the small details included. A little bit overwhelmed from expectations we brought with us about the character of Boba Fett. Swift 94, you're absolutely correct. I brought my own expectations into it. If you would watch some of my older videos before it came out, I said I can't wait to see Boba Fett kick ass. I was wrong. What I didn't understand was I really couldn't wait to see Boba Fett become a good character. When I expect things or speculate on things in a show or a movie or comic or whatever, I don't hold that expectation to heart. I say, this is what I'd like to see. This is what would be cool to me. And sometimes I don't see the deeper aspect of what could happen. Now I do in this show, and I'm okay with not seeing Boba Fett kick ass. I'm okay with not seeing him kick anybody's ass until he's on the back of that Rancor. Ezra had it Maul's ship last because he took it after Obi-Wan killed him again. Oh, that's right, John. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. Need a figure of the female Tusken. We do, and I want it in 1/6 because I don't know about y'all, but I fell in love with that character when she was riding toward the train. When she was on that swoop bike and she stood up on it, I was like, she's badass. I love her. Yeah, he's gonna kick ass, Jorge. He's definitely going to. They're not gonna have Boba Fett without any of that. Um, I think it's gonna be the last two episodes are just gonna be blowing people's minds. Everybody dogging Robert Rodriguez right now. Stop. The dude knows what he's doing, and he has the backing of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, two of the most brilliant minds in Star Wars right now. He has their backing. That means he's doing something amazing. You just haven't seen it all yet. It's coming, I promise. Fully healed Bobo will cost so much money. I assume they're saving him. Yeah, see, Polar Bear, thank you for that. That's one thing I wanted to say is that if they were just bringing Boba Fett to make him soft or weak or old and decrepit or whatever, why bring him back at all? It's not their intention to bring back Boba Fett to destroy him, to make fans hate them for it, because there are a lot of fans that love Boba Fett, and there are a lot of fans that are going to be really pissed off if they destroy the character of Boba Fett. Instead, they're trying to build it up. Why bring him back at all if that's what they're going to do? Why bring him back at all if Din Djarin's going to be the Mandalore? Why set Boba up in this leadership role? Why have him going through all the steps that leaders go through? Din Djarin's going through the hero's journey. Boba Fett's going through the leader's journey. And why do that at all? Why not leave him in the Sarlacc pit to rot for 1,000 years if you're going to destroy him? Because you're not. You're setting him up to be what he's meant to be. Yeah, absolutely, Jackson James. Thank you. I want to see Boba ride the Rancor as a build up. Yeah, imagine that. Everybody's complaining that Boba Fett isn't riding a litter into town to see the mayor. Imagine Boba's saying, F the litter. I'm riding a Rancor into town to see the mayor. And back talk me again, and you're going to be in its belly. My Rancor likes to eat. Exactly, Blaze Cap. And I do still hold on to the thought that Aelin Vel will be back. She may not be back in this season. Um, and I don't know if there's going to be a second season of the Book of Boba Fett. I think the story may carry over into The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian being Boba Fett, not Din Djarin. Din Djarin's a Mandalorian. And if they make a The Mandalorian season 3 and it's based on Din Djarin, didn't he just get told he's not a Mandalorian anymore? I know that's conjecture and that's just bullcrap statement from the armor, because who is she to tell anybody they're not Mandalorian? It's like Olmec saying somebody's not a Mandalorian. The memes would reach critical mass. Yes, and I believe all those memes will be on DR's channel. Rodriguez will redeem himself from these negative fans. I kind of like Rodriguez's work. Can't wait to see his finale. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Spy Kids. I did like Machete Kills. I like that a lot because I'm a big Danny Trejo fan, and I can't wait to see him coming into his own in the Book of Boba Fett, if he does. Don't mind if Mando has the dark saber. Well, that's just it. They're building it up as this thing for the leader to own. My throat gets a little dry when I talk too much. And I'm not talking too much. I'm just talking a lot. But yeah, I want to see. I can't wait to see the Ahsoka series. The Kenobi series, I'm not as pumped about, and there's a big reason for that. The Kenobi series, and I know this can be twisted in words and whatever, but in A New Hope, when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi meet, Darth Vader says, "When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master." Okay, that means the last time they met, Anakin was still the Padawan or mentoree protege to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, that would hint at Mustafar. Or when he turned to the dark side, he actually left Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, yeah, that makes sense. But now they're talking about a rematch, and I'd love to see Hayden Christensen back so much. I mean, I've seen him in other things, and he's a great actor. I just think the direction in the prequels was horrible, and the dialogue was bad, so it made him look bad. And Ewan McGregor's just a phenomenal actor, and he could work through it. Same with Liam Neeson. But that's not saying I don't want to see Hayden Christensen back. I just don't understand how they're going to make a rematch between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin slash Darth Vader if that happens. Yeah, like Game of Thrones ish. Plot of season 3 will be Mando joining Bo Katan and taking back Mandalore so he can redeem himself in the mines. Um, um, Jim Quilly, thank you for that. If you wouldn't mind, just go back to the beginning of this video. Mr. Llama. I guess it's kind of ambiguous. 174 people are here. Wow, I didn't even notice that. That's insane. Have I entirely? No, I haven't. In fact, I even said that before that I don't think Din Djarin is the Mandalorian. I said it's either Boba Fett or Grogu. So thank you, Sup 413. Darth Talon would be good. But in the book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian, I'm going to get this out there so whoever doesn't like it can unsubscribe to me. I don't want to see too much Jedi and Sith in the book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian. I don't want to see Luke Skywalker more than maybe 10 seconds, if at all. I don't want to see Han Solo unless he's a prop in the background in a flashback. Um, I don't like when they use legacy characters to prop up new series. These shows have their own legs. They're able to be their own. They don't need Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie to back them up. Now, bringing in Bosk never really had a big role in Star Wars. That wouldn't be an issue. That'd be like a throwback, like saying, "Hey, there's Bosk. Now you get to see him live action do something." Cool. The same with Cad Bane. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing him live action. Dengar. That those are side characters that make sense to be in the book of Boba Fett. They were all bounty hunters. They were all hired thugs. They make sense to be in it. Luke Skywalker does not make sense to be in the book of Boba Fett unless they bring in the Grisk as a big threat. Then they could go with the EU stories of Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett defeating the Yuuzhan Vong, now called the Grisk. That's my thought. Yeah, Solo is a prop. I just there's the galaxy's huge, and there's so much more to it than Jedi and Sith, especially during this time when the Sith are seen as defeated. Nobody knows Palpatine just transferred his crap into a clone. Um, the Sith are pretty much defeated, and there's really only two Jedi that we know of other than Ezra and Cal Kestis. There's Luke and Ahsoka. The galaxy's huge. You can't go to every corner of the galaxy and see Luke Skywalker. It doesn't make sense. He can't be everywhere at once. He doesn't need to be everywhere at once. He needs to be focusing on his own training that he only had 18 months of. Um, and he needs to be focusing on taking care of that kid. Now, if they want to put Luke Skywalker in the Ahsoka series, that makes sense. Luke can be in the Ahsoka series. It's about Jedi. Ezra should be there too. They should introduce Cal Kestis as well. And I'm hoping that BD droid and and Book of Boba Fett episode 5, I'm hoping that droid was Cal Kestis. I know it's a different color and everything, but in the Jedi Fallen Order game, you can change the color of the droid, so colors aren't really that big a deal. And thank you, Boba Best Bounty Hunter, was being the Mandalorian. Yeah, I just mentioned that, Charles, but I'll say it again. It's a good possibility that Grogu could be the Mandalorian, but he's not going to be the Mandalore. That's not going to happen. Yeah, absolutely, Billy. Thank you. Yeah, Tom, you're right. The force to prop up a crime lord makes no sense, and it doesn't make any sense for them to be enemies either, because at the time Luke Skywalker was just a job. When he was hired, when Boba was hired by Darth Vader to find out who Luke was, Luke was just a job. Han Solo was just a job, and Boba Fett has that code where he knows that, it's a job, nothing personal. He even said it to Chrysanthemum, nothing personal, mate. He doesn't hold jobs personally. All right, Blaze Cap, thank you, buddy. And I only got about 5 minutes left on here as well. Um, let's see, I gotta find that comment. Jen Steps, why would they slay the mythosaur? I thought Boba would ride it and tame it and take it as. I don't think they're going to find a mythosaur. I could be wrong on that. I'm about 50% certain they're not going to find a mythosaur. But the mythosaur she's talking about is actually Boba Fett. It symbolizes Boba Fett because of his mythosaur skull on his shoulder. And if you look, when she's talking about it, she opens the cabinet and it's a red mythosaur skull. Same red that's on Boba's left shoulder. And the same style mythosaur skull. I know everybody says that Grogu has the mythosaur skull as well, but that's a highly detailed skull. The one on the cabinet, that's the one we should focus on. Yes, Austin Green, Fett is going to be Mandalore, if my theories are right. And I'm about 90% certain that my theories are right. I'm just reading you guys' comments, sorry. I have two screens up with comments going on both. One's a little faster than the other one. They're two different programs. I think Boba will try to get Bo-Katan and her group as muscle to fight. He might. I was hoping that Boba or that Din Djarin would become disillusioned with the armor and Paz Vizsla after their last encounter, but it's an attachment of his that he's going to have to fight through or stick with. Sorry, I got a little bit of indigestion here. Yep, absolutely. Star Wars 95. After Boba becomes Mandalore, be saying, I told you so. Yeah, and I encourage that. If he doesn't become Mandalore, I encourage everybody to save my videos into a playlist, come back, and tell me I told you so when I'm wrong. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that because I was wrong and I deserve to have my face rubbed in the mud. But also know that when I'm right, I'm going to make a video saying I told you so. So don't be upset. Notice I didn't say if I'm right. Omega's the armor. I don't know about that. What? Oh, the one on the. Yeah, I mean it's a more modern design of the same classic mythosaur skull, Robin. I'm running out of coffee. Got about 2 minutes left. Anything else you guys want to know that's burning in your hearts? Omega's the Rancor. That's funny. But at least we know with Omega there weren't any more clones directly from Jango Fett after her, as in unaltered DNA. Because if you look at the Greek alphabet, it's Alpha to Omega. Boba Fett was called the Alpha, and Omega, obviously, the Omega. You love the I told you so videos. Yeah, I did one of those a little while back after the one I said where I was wrong. And it wasn't to gloat or to be a dick about it. It was just to, just to say, hey, look at this. I got this wrong. Not sure it was conceptualized to be a cult of personality based on one particular Mando. They're all Mandos trying to survive. Book of Boba, Book of Bo-Katan, etc. What do you think? Yeah, it could also be just stopped in the middle of a sentence or a middle of a phrase, like the Mandalorian culture, the Mandalorian history, the history of the Mandalorian, that kind of thing. It may not pertain to one person. Cat fight coming. Yeah, Danny Trejo. He's a Sith. I don't know. He's got some weird looks to him, but he has those looks in every movie, and even Spy Kids. All right, everybody. It's time for me to get out of here. I have some projects I need to get done around the house. Tomorrow I won't be making a video, but I will be doing one on Monday. Pretty much talking about what I talked about in the first part of this video. I'll detail it a little bit better and present it a little bit better than just a rough draft. So if you haven't seen that part of the video, go back and watch it. I am going to head out of here. I appreciate all of you, every one of you. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you to all our new subscribers, members, everybody. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. You're all so amazing, and I really appreciate it. Keep up the positivity in the Star Wars lore and fandom, and don't let anybody call you out for it. Stand up for yourself. Don't let the toxic negativity overwhelm you. It can't. There's too much positive going on in Star Wars, and there are too many of us positive Star Wars people out there. We're not here to make money off of negativity. So, thank you all. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like. Please smash that like button. And if you didn't like it, hit the unlike button, the dislike button, the thumbs down. That helps me grow. All feedback is a gift, and I appreciate it. So thank you all so much for joining. I really do appreciate you guys. And this is Gerald from Star Wars Fanatics signing off and saying I wish you all good health and happiness. And remember,